Yeah, this one is for every woman trying to hold herself together. Every mother praying silently at night.
Hello guys,
Every
welcome back.
person smiling outside but
Do you
feeling
know
empty
that two
inside.
children can grow up in the same house, with the same parents, eating the same food,
Welcome to
sleeping
the
under the same roof,
postmodern lifestyle.
yet they end up acting like
Remember the
complete
nights where I cry for pillow.
strangers
Thank
and
God when my whole
enemies?
life go show.
One child
Mama
believes
smile but them no
the
really
other
know.
is the
How much
favorite.
pain person
One
feel when
carries
love
years
soft.
of
Life
silent
no
resentment.
easy, I no go lie.
One refuses to
Sometimes you
speak to
laugh,
the other,
sometimes you cry.
even into
Sometimes the
adulthood.
people where you
So the
love
question is,
still leave your heart feeling
who
cold
is
inside.
really
But I
to
still
blame?
wake up every
The
morning,
children
still thank God for
or the
grace and
parents?
mercy. Still
Today's
believe that
conversation is
children
going to
will
be
love, still they hope for someday
uncomfortable
go surely
for some
come.
people,
I learned that
but
strength no be
it's one that
weakness.
every parent, every
Strength na
sibling,
silent
and
tears.
honestly, every
Sometimes
family
laughter
needs
feel
to
like
hear.
food when your whole world they
If you
fall
have ever fought
apart.
with your
If
brother
you
or
don't hear
sister,
my voice tonight,
if you have
I
ever felt
promise it go
overlooked,
be alright. No matter wetin
disrespected,
I done do you,
if you
I
are
go still
raising
try
more than
to
one child,
survive. This na
or
real
if you are still
love,
carrying wounds
na real love, real
from your childhood,
profiles.
then stay with
Days
me
go
until
hard
the
and
end.
hard times,
Because
even
sibling
through the
rivalry
dark nights.
isn't always about the children,
Where we heal and we
about
grow
children who
together.
don't get along.
Reflection
Sometimes
was
it's about
failure,
adults
and we still
who
came
unknowingly
together.
planted the seeds. You have all seen it.
Amazing God,
Two
your
children are
grace and
playing peacefully.
love.
5 minutes later,
Distance
one
don't
is crying, the other is
come.
shouting,
People
someone is
walk
accusing somebody.
away as if
The
them no
toy has
mean
become
come.
a courtroom
Don't
case.
know the
Most parents
sacrifices
laugh
we
and say
follow
they
waiting
are
we
siblings.
overcome.
It's normal.
Mothers
And
carry
yes,
generations,
of course,
broken hearts still
some
feel
level of
love.
disagreement is
People
completely
smile for
normal.
camera, but
Children are learning how
inside
to
they
share.
always turn
They
up.
are learning patience. They are
Sometimes
learning
love feel
emotions.
lonely,
But there is a
but
difference
inside God
between
they hold
normal
you.
disagreement
Now your own
and a
pain
rivalry
go make you
that
question
grows
yourself.
so deep it
When you
follows
see
them
your
into
story no get
adulthood.
share, your pain no
That
fit
kind of
build your
rivalry
future.
usually didn't
Distance
start
not
overnight.
meaning every
It
delay go
grew
be the
over
end.
time, little by little,
This na amazing golden
year
grace,
after year.
real love, real
Let's talk about something many
profile.
parents
We dey
don't
rise
even
to
realize
survive
they are
the
doing.
hard time. You shining through
Comparison.
the dark
Why
night.
can't you be like your sister? Look at your brother. He always behaves himself.
Every
Your
time
sister came first in class. What happened to you? Parents often say these things because they
everything
think
good
they are motivating their children.
till heartbreak
But
come.
what many children hear is something completely different.
One
I
day
am
my
not good
brother
enough.
go smile,
No matter what I do, I will never measure up. My brother
oh,
is loved more
he
than
really
me.
carry me through.
Imagine hearing that
I dey pray for them to
over
make
and
am
over
forward.
while growing up.
Always silently
Eventually,
protect.
your problem is no
Others they
longer with your
don't
parents,
rest.
it
The
becomes
kind
with your
where no
siblings,
want
even though
happiness.
your sibling did absolutely nothing wrong.
Pressure.
Another thing that creates rivalry
Everything
is
life.
favoritism.
Everybody
Some
looking for
parents deny
something
they
one
have
day.
favorites,
Fighting
but children notice
silently.
everything.
Make we
Yes,
stop
they do.
pretending. Make
Who gets
love dey
defended
flow
first?
small more.
Who gets forgiven
No
faster?
competition.
Whose
Everybody
mistakes
get
are
their own
excused?
goal.
Who receives more
Everybody
affection?
close
Who gets
together.
the bigger
No
piece?
matter more than you think.
Children
You
pay
still gotta know the
attention,
battles where
even
come
when
with
adults
pain.
think they are not watching. And once a child believes another sibling
We dey
is a
fight but
favorite,
still survive.
jealousy quietly enters the
Competition.
relationship, not because the child is naturally bad, but because children crave love. Every child wants to feel equally important. Sometimes parents accidentally assign permanent labels. This one is the smartest one. This one is stubborn. This one is the troublesome child. This one is the beautiful one. This one is responsible. The list just goes on and on. The problem with labels is that children start living inside them. The smart child feels pressure to always succeed. The troublesome child eventually thinks if everyone already believes I am bad, I might as well be bad. And suddenly, instead of growing together, children start competing against identities that were handed to them. Let's also talk about birth order. The oldest child is expected to sacrifice. The middle child feels invisible. The youngest child gets protected. Of course, every family is different, but many people can relate to at least one of these experiences. Oldest, often hears, "You are the senior one, you should understand." Meanwhile, nobody asks whether that child is also tired. The younger one hears, "You are still small," and sometimes escapes consequences. Can you see how resentment begins? Not because children woke up wanting to hate each other, but because they experienced different expectations. Now, let's be fair. Parents are not responsible for everything. Children also have different personalities. One child may naturally be competitive. Another child may easily become jealous. Another may struggle with anger. No parent controls every emotion their child experiences. So, no, parents should not carry all the blame. Some rivalry is simply part of growing up. Children have to learn emotional intelligence. They have to learn kindness. They have to learn conflict resolution. Those are life skills. But here is where parents become incredibly important. Not by preventing every disagreement, that's impossible, but by teaching children how to disagree without becoming enemies. Instead of asking who started it, sometimes ask, how can both of you resolve this together? Instead of constantly choosing sides, teach accountability, teach empathy, teach apologies, teach forgiveness. Those lessons are far more valuable than deciding who won the argument. One mistake many families make is turning siblings into competitors. Who scored higher? Who earns more? Who got married first? Who bought a bigger house? Who gave the parents more money? Before long, adulthood becomes another competition. Instead of celebrating each other's victories, everyone quietly compares, and comparison steals joy. Families should be safe places, not permanent competitions. As adults, many siblings stop speaking to each other for years, sometimes over inheritance, sometimes over money, sometimes over childhood, wounds that were never healed. But if you ask enough questions, you will often discover the fight wasn't really about the inheritance. It wasn't about the money. Those things simply exposed the wounds that had been there for decades. Pain rarely disappears just because people grew older. It simply becomes quieter. If you're a parent watching this, please remember this. Every child wants to feel seen. Every child wants to feel heard. Every child wants to believe my parents love me too. Love doesn't always have to be equal in exactly the same way. Children have different needs, but it should always feel fair. Every child should know they matter. And if you're watching this as someone who grew up with sibling rivalry, maybe this conversation helped you understand something. Maybe your brother wasn't your enemy. Maybe your sister wasn't trying to compete with you. Maybe both of you were simply children trying to receive the same love. That realization doesn't erase your heart, but sometimes it helps explain it. And understanding can be the first step towards healing. There's something I have learned. Parents don't have to be perfect. None of us are. But being intentional makes a huge difference. Celebrate each child's uniqueness. Avoid unnecessary comparison. Correct with love. Praise fairly. Listen carefully. And create an environment where children feel they are on the same team, not opposing teams. Who is to blame for sibling rivalry? The children or the parents? The truth is, sometimes it's both. Children are responsible for learning kindness, respect, and self control. Parents are responsible for creating an environment where those qualities can grow. When both sides do their part, sibling rivalry becomes something they overcome, not something that defines them for the rest of their lives. Now, I would love to hear from you. Did you experience sibling rivalry while growing up? Do you think parents play the biggest role, or do you think children eventually become responsible for their own choices? As for me, I know for a fact that parents play the major role, but at the same time, I also know that as adults, we can do better. You can unlearn, you can relearn, and you can learn. You get my point? And in life, as an adult, you are responsible for every action that you take. You must take a responsibility of whatever consequences that comes with it. That is what I live by. If your parents taught you how to hate your sibling or, you know, be in competition, sibling rivalry, whatsoever, it's your job as an adult. Actually sit yourself down, think deep, ask yourself, is it right? All for what reason exactly? What is the fight about? Is it necessary? How is this going to help my life positively? Alright guys, we have come to the end of today's video. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Turn on your post notification buttons to be notified every time I post a new video. Click on that like button to give this video a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends and your family or whoever that you think that needs to see this video. Bye for now, and I will see you in my next video.
So appreciate every little moment, every laugh and every smile.